All right, you guys, I want to talk about the popular phrase in recovery and just in life in general, one day at a time. Um, I didn't really know anything about this phrase or the meaning behind it until I got sober, but it had a major impact on me. So I want to explain it. So the whole point of one day at a time is manageability. So many of us are wrapped up in thoughts about the future and thoughts about the past. When I don't care if you're sober or not, the only thing that you have control over is now, the present moment. That's what one day at a time really breaks down to. Not worrying about any of that and just being present in this moment. That's the only thing you have control over. So that's why, especially in recovery, because I think addicts, alcoholics, altogether, we're very much, especially when in active addiction, so far from the present moment, constantly living in negative thoughts about the past and what the future could be. Not knowing the reality of the only thing we have control over, which is this moment. So I'll give you some bullet points here, 6 bullet points on this. So the whole point is we have to focus on today. If we can just break it down to what we're doing today. So if you're quitting drinking or quitting a drug, can I just get through this for today? Sometimes, if you're in a recovery group or meetings or whatever it is, you'll come across people who are 15, 20 years sober. And that can be quite intimidating. You look at them like, holy shit, how'd you do that? And they'll, if they know what they're talking about, they'll tell you that it really is just one day at a time, doing the best that you can do. Not worrying about the past and future. And the ones who are really living it, you can tell. You can look, you can see it in their face, you can see it in their eyes that they're really living it. Because trust me, I know people that are 20 and 30 years sober that are fucking miserable. Miserable people. They're off their, whatever their vice was, the alcohol or the drug, but you could tell they're miserable. They're not really working a program. And that's the one thing you got to remember. I mean, the sobriety begins with stopping the drink, stopping the drug, and then the journey begins right there of self-development. I know many people that just quit doing that. They quit the drink or drug, but then they don't put any effort forward. So, because it's really about changing your life is what you're doing. Anyways, bullet point number 2, one day at a time, manageable goals. You're breaking this down into something that is manageable, not worrying about, oh, I got to do this by this period, and I got to do that by this period. Oh, I didn't get that done. It's like, no, break it down into a daily goal. It plays into daily habits too. This is where I know I'm always harping on daily habits. They're so important, and it ties right into this, having a daily goal. Not overwhelming yourself by saying, oh, I got to get this done by the end of the week or the end of the month. No. Daily goals. One of my coaches calls them base hits. Base hit after base hit after base hit after base hit. They claim that's the key to success right there. Those little base hits. Because what it does is it builds that momentum. Anyways. Bullet point number 3. Reducing anxiety. When you say it's one day at a time and I just have to get through today, I don't know about you, but for me, that reduces my anxiety. It brings it down a notch because I'm like, okay, like I can manage that. And that is massive right there. I don't even care if you're trying to get sober or not. That if you're a human being, one day at a time can apply to you, especially when it comes to reducing anxiety and breaking it down to something that you can just achieve today. Because with that, you're going to remain calm. You're going to be more confident. It can only be a positive for you, no matter who you are. Bullet point number 4, building momentum through the base hits. So again, back to the base hit mentality. Small little achievements built up over time. So often we're just reaching for the stars. Oh, I got to do this big thing by this time. No, start with the small ones. You're building momentum. You're building these small wins over time. Do you understand what that does? That when you let's say that one of your wins is one of your small base hits, we call them, is to get up early. And then after that is to do a quick workout. Like if you can do these small things over time, you're building yourself up. This is how this works. You're building momentum. Number 5, bullet point. Self-awareness, mindfulness. Again, when you're able to calm down a little bit and realize it's one day at a time, you can become a little bit more aware, more self-aware, more mindful, making better conscious decisions. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, you know. Anyways, bullet point number 6. Flexibility and adaptability. One day at a time. I feel like when you adopt this mentality, you're going to be able to adapt to challenges better, I should say. Be more resilient when shit comes your way or when shit doesn't go your way. Oftentimes, you know, when we're going through a time period like this of recovery, you know, we're going through a lot of adversity. And when it comes to adversity, well, my coach has another great saying, adversity introduces a man to himself. And I love that saying. And the one day at a time mentality can teach you to be more resilient, more adaptable when it comes to these challenges. So when they hit, you know, you're starting to build this bulletproof mindset through all of this. You're not going to be phased. You're not going to sit there and be freaking defeated by what comes your way. So those are just some items I think that'll help you when it comes to, you know, using this phrase in your life. I think it's a powerful one. And like I said, whether you're either getting sober or not, this can apply to anybody out there.